Before the semifinal, it was these Africans defend so good. After the semifinal, these Arabs can't attack. These Africans defend so good. These Arabs can't attack. My goodness, the conversations are still going on. The conversations are ongoing, and it is a good thing, It is a good thing. And you know what else is a good thing? You tuning in and hitting the like button and the subscribe button, because you know what? Another stream, another show today. Show is the Football Power Hour. You're rocking with me, Botswana Papi. We are out here. We just gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the World Cup. We're gonna talk about how we got here, the preview a little bit. We're gonna do a proper preview of the final. But this right here is just a little. We're rounding things up. We're rounding how the semifinal went. We're rounding up pretty much, and I hope you get to meet my special guest for the day. I got a special guest. I'm excited. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new in these streets. Don't forget. As I said, we have to talk about that identity conversation, because football's supposed to bring us together. It's supposed to unite us, not divide us, right? Or did I get the whole thing wrong? Tell me about it. Did I get the whole thing wrong? Game is supposed to bring us together. I know. All right, cool. When your team doesn't make it, you get a little, worked up about it. That's part of the game. Big up to Ravi in the house. London and surrounding areas. Big up, much love to you, Ravi. That's a fist bump for you, because you know what? You're one of my favorite people out there. I just gotta tell you right that. Every time I run into you on these YouTube streets, it's good vibes. So I just gotta give you this air horn and go, Ravi, this is for you. So we're talking real quick about the identity conversation. I mean, Ravi, I know you're out there in London, and I mean it's a conversation that's big, that's been happening a lot amongst Africans, where some people are sort of having to make a little bit of a choice. Sometimes some people subscribe somebody's prerogative to choose a certain team, to support a certain team. They subscribe their own opinion or their own beliefs. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy. Sometimes it's a little bit crazy. Like it's to witness how, okay, somebody's saying, all right, if you are African and you are supporting France, that means you agree with Argentinians' treatment of black people. And then if you go the other way around, that means you're agreeing with the French treatment of black people. You're like, how did we get here? We're just trying to kick the ball. We're just trying to be passionate. It's a little bit crazy. But I saw Ravi, I got to tell you real quick. I saw a post that said, this loss belongs to all Moroccan people, Arab community, and the Islamic people of the world. I was like, no. We've gone too far as a people now. Like that was like a reverse, but the thing is, we just have to say, we gotta remember, like, for me, I want to wrap up the, Arab versus black, African conversation by just saying that there is some leaders that we had. There's a lot we can learn from our ancestors. There's obviously stuff that we can choose to not learn, and rightfully so, because you don't take all the characteristics of somebody and take it upon you and say that's who I want to be, but I just want to say, like, the passion for peace and unity that Mandela had, the vision for a one Africa that Gaddafi had, the Pan-African perspective that Mugabe had, the celebration for like a one Africa that Patrice but that Lumumba had, and Kwame Nkrumah. I mean, you could keep going on. There's like lots of really important ancestors that stood for a bit, that would just like look at those tweets that are trending and shake their heads and be like, man, did I die for this? Did I dedicate my life for this kind of trolling? Man, sometimes you gotta just be like Kwame Nkrumah rolling over in his grave when you see stuff like that. Those kind of arguments are not really productive. Where are they gonna get us? The fact that you can base your opinion, if you're a black person, and say, oh, the Arabs, let's be fair, the Arabs don't like claiming us. They don't like us. Give me 4 Arab people that said that. I'll wait. You know what I mean? If you're basing your opinion on a people based off of a small sample, guess what? You can't complain when the world does that to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like straight, it's you know what I mean? It's just like, we have to look at things a little bit objectively sometimes and be like, what kind of world are we trying to build? What kind of world do we want to build? And anyway, football power with more energy than a Red Bull. Big up, star. I got more energy than a Red Bull. Big up, star, yo. Got more energy than. You know what's funny? In my refrigerator, there's Red Bull, but it's not even mine. It's somebody else's. It's my friend's. But yeah. No, I saw it. I was like, man, it's been a while since I had one of these. But no, today I'm out here just animated, because sometimes these tweets can make you a little emotional, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I gotta just say, we just have to look a little bit beyond the black versus Arab identity, and just be a little bit better than that, and just say, yo, this is a game that's supposed to bring us together. Where is the unity? Anyway, it also kind of, the last thing that I'll say about it is, it raises a little bit of awareness for yourself too, and for myself. It was like, which issues are you more aware of? Which issues are you ignorant of? Which issues should you be a little bit more closer to? Which issues, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a little bit of a opportunity for self evaluation, a little bit of like, oh, why did I jump from this flag to this flag to this flag? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, sometimes it's just like, oh, just because it's only based on footballing ability or football style or footballing profile of the team. It's not even based on nothing historical or nothing, and that's a fair opinion. But it's crazy to see some of the stuff that's been on the Twitter trenches, y'all. But anyway, hold on. I gotta bring in the great and be like, yo, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say, this is the debut for Bruno the Great.
Hey, what's up?
That's the name. Oh, well, that's the name that you're rocking with today.
That's the name I'm choosing today. Tomorrow's a different day.
Big up to you, bro. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I was reading some Atletico Madrid 2017 transfer ban. I was getting angry. Like, we could have got Griezmann. We got Lukaku. Like, I was so upset.
Oh,
Like, I was reading that whole thing. I'm like, really? Transfer ban?
bro. I know, man. Well, I want Griezmann. Can you just talk about Griezmann real quick? How do you feel his performance has been this World Cup?
So everybody's gonna look at Mbappe, best player for France, but to me, is
Mhm,
Antoine Griezmann. He's everywhere and everywhere.
mhm,
He's a
mhm.
10 striker, 7, 11, 8, 6, left back, right back,
Yo,
center back. He does everything but goalkeeper.
he
He probably would do goalkeeper like Suarez if given the chance.
he That's funny, bro. No, but the thing is, I feel like I agree with you. Oh, hold on, what was that sound effect? That was the wrong sound. But anyway, I feel like he should get player of the tournament, right? If France win it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Because
I mean,
he now go
go
on.
ahead. No, so I mean, so right. I was gonna flip the situation and say, what if Argentina wins it and say like Griezmann scores like one goal or maybe sets up like an assist in the final, but like still the match, the like the result goes to Argentina, and would you still say like Griezmann should have the play of the
Nah,
tournament and what?
they didn't win, so it's automatically gonna go to Messi. If
Okay,
Argentina's
so
going to
it's got to
Messi,
come from the winning team for you.
yeah, definitely winning team.
Word, word. Yo, some people just tuned in. Big up to whoever just tuned in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to these streets. The show is the Football Power Hour. The guest is Omo, aka Bruno the Great. So, okay, real quick, what were your thoughts on the? Let's start with the France, no, the Croatia game, the one on Thursday
Okay, Croatia game, as in before the match
or
started,
Tuesday. Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
Argentina, Croatia.
I look at the formation. I'm like, okay, they're gonna play from the back because Sanya will not start this game because it's going against Croatia. Croatia has a strong midfield that's so fluid. It'll go from it could go from pivot to a 10 to a flat three to one DM to two CM. It's like that whole midfield could just like the coach like go let's just go on and play, just figure it out. But the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
with Croatia is they had no main striker force. Like, hey, you're the main striker, and I know the weakness will be in the defense and striking. Argentina, after the loss to Saudi Arabia, the manager's been changing formation over and over. Then he found out, okay, let me drop Lautaro. He did that, start Julian Alvarez. Him like in
Mm-hmm.
Enzo scored the winner. Yeah, Enzo gonna play throughout the tournament. And now the whole
Mm-hmm.
team is like is something different from when they start against Saudi Arabia. And Anthony
Mm-hmm.
Loss relies on Messi, like is do or die Messi pretty much. And that's how they
Mm-hmm.
won that match. You know the first
So,
one,
so
the first kick wasn't a penalty, but I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I
oh,
can't do
that's what
nothing about it.
exactly what I was gonna ask you about. Like, say, do you agree with the referee's decision?
Oh, it was not a penalty. The player was, as in, the player ran into the goalkeeper. Like he ran to the goalkeeper. It was momentum. Like it's not like he could stop and go around the goalkeeper. He was running straight at the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper was just right there, standing his ground. Ran to the goalkeeper, and they said penalty. I'm like, okay, yeah, Croatia's losing this because
Yeah,
Croatia
I
was playing
mean,
for the
so
120.
yeah, but I mean, even after the penalty, fine, like that happens. Like, don't you think Croatia should have like figured out a way to fight back? If they really
This
deserve to go through, it's like
he- he- uh,
you can
also
concede
the thing with
first.
Croatia is their striking force is not there. Perisic is probably has like Perisic is pretty much the main striking force, and he's a left winger, and he's like 30
True.
something. It's like the number nine. I don't. Nah, it's not the one. They gotta figure something out.
Kramaric or Kramaric.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
tournament they're not going for because Brozovic might not be there. Modric is definitely not there, and you cannot rely on Kovacic. So this is probably their last hurrah.
Damn. But they really worked well as a trio. I mean, I think yeah, I agree with you that they were let down by the lack of a reliable center forward. So
Yeah,
okay. In terms of like the Argentina side, so who was the best player for you, best performing player for that game?
it's definitely Messi. He had the goal and the assist. But
I
Julian
mean,
Alvarez
it was a
just
penalty. Like
Alvarez.
it seems like
It, but
every match is just rigged for Messi to get a
they have to
penalty.
they have three penalties this World Cup. It's like it's insane. But also he had the good assist because he drew past Gavario and passed to Julian Alvarez for the goal. Because I'm like Gavario is not experienced, so Messi just went around him.
Damn. So okay. When you go to like the other game,
Morocco, France.
Morocco, France. So what about that? What how did that play
Before
out for
before
you?
the match started, I was like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough game for Morocco because they don't have most of their starting center backs. Some of them, I didn't even know. I think Mazuri did play, and also he played injured too. And also, I was worried about France because France didn't have Rabiot. Like Rabiot is the engine of I'm gonna win the ball back. He's the one that wins the ball back. And Deschamps just
True.
changed formation around. It's like, okay, bring in Fofana, some young 19-year-old, do Rabiot job. And he was not chasing down winning the ball back, but just being in position. As soon as they scored that first goal, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a tough game for Morocco. Because France could defend, they could defend with their back to goal all day. And they know once they get that ball, is a counter attack right away. They have Griezmann coming back for the ball. They have Giroud coming back. At one point, Giroud's running up with the ball. Like, oh man, you can't be doing that. I'm like, pass the ball, and he's right up with the ball. I'm like, okay. I like they were just a counter. Mbappe play left back. I
True.
would say this
True.
guy
I
doesn't
mean,
check. I would say this man doesn't check back, and he played left back. I'm like, Deschamps has this team in order.
that's true, man. And also, just like Konate just came in and was pretty much one of the best players, like
Yeah,
defensively,
he
and he
didn't.
hadn't
He didn't
even
even
been
play
playing.
last match. He didn't play the last match. Upamecano played last match. So I'm like, this
So for the
France for the next 10 years, they're gonna have international on lockdown.
and they invited Benzema to come and just stretch on the sidelines and just
He's
like
just there relaxing.
terrorize, instill fear on the other team.
Yeah, he's not. He's not gonna. If they, I could see him get a minute if they're winning against Argentina. Coming at the 90th minute, just go stretch your legs
Yeah.
real quick.
So okay, on the center backs though. So now, if you were Deschamps, do you start Konate over Upamecano or?
He's gonna need somebody faster.
Hmm,
I don't know. I don't know. Either one that is Konate is a little bit faster than Upamecano. Probably see Konate. Also, they have Kunde playing right back. He's a center back, and they haven't played right back. So it's
yeah.
pretty much like three at the back. I don't know Deschamps, man. This man has figured something out with France that no other team has figured out.
Yeah, but so okay, that pretty much just segues into the fact that like into the final and just say who is the favorites for you, who's the top dog and who's the underdog.
The top dog will be France because they already won the champ. They won it already. They're defending their title, and the underdog is Argentina.
Word. Okay. And what's your prediction of that?
Last game I predicted 2-0 Morocco losing. This one's France is gonna win by 2 goals, 2-0 or 3-1.
That's a big declaration, bro. I
Because
mean,
my
I
thing
hope
is,
it
I
goes
could
that
see,
way.
I could also the 3-1 will be France scoring 2 goals until they get one back and France score again.
Word. Okay. So real quick now let's go back to the semis because this is a semi-final roundup, right? So in terms of the two teams that got knocked out, Morocco and Croatia. So who performed better for you in the semi-final?
Semifinals Morocco. They played their way. They didn't look at France like, oh, this is the big dog. Let me sit back and soak up all this pressure. They're like, nah, we are gonna play our way. It doesn't work out or not, we're gonna go gun ho, and they played their way. Croatia, they just wanted to play 120 minutes. Just give them extra 30 minutes. Like they wanted to go to penalties. Like that's how they are. I could see them doing that for the third place match again. Oh, we're gonna go to third place. I'm like, we're gonna go to 120 minutes of penalties. I'm like, hopefully Morocco just beat them early, get an early go and
Yeah.
just like soak it out because they're gonna go to penalties. I don't want that.
So I mean, I'm cool with 180 minutes though. Like I mean,
That's what
that's
that's
the
Croatia game
box
plan.
office final. Say what?
Exactly. I said that's what Croatia won. 120 minutes. Like, hey, let's keep going. I'm like, bruh, really? I don't know, man.
It
Also, they
wasn't
had to
a
play.
say what?
No, but like also they have the veteran players. They have a bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
vets there that they played together for like last tournament, the tournament before that. So
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm,
that they're gonna
mm-hmm.
have the advantage of veteran players.
Yeah. So actually now when you're comparing Croatia and Morocco, that matchup, who's gonna be third, I guess? Who's gonna take that third spot?
Veteran versus the new kid on the block, which is Morocco. I could see Croatia winning it. I want Morocco to win, but I could see Croatia winning it because they're a veteran team.
Yeah.
Experience. Ziyech just got called up for this national team. I think Hakimi or Mazuri, one of them also just got called up because they didn't get called up for the Nations Cup, for um the African Cup of Nations. They didn't get called up for that, and then now they just get called up
Mm-hmm,
for the World Cup because they got a brand new manager as well. The
mm-hmm,
manager
mm-hmm,
came in
mm-hmm.
August 2022.
Yeah, man. That it's a crazy story. Like he's also like very the way he organizes his team is just so fantastic. Like they're so organized defensively, but they also bring the game to you, which is some some people like when you're thinking defensive football, you're just thinking of the Rafa Benitez or like just low block, but they don't really
Diego
necessarily
Simeone.
do that. Yeah, Simeone, exactly. So I really like it, and I saw the. I don't know if you saw the picture of him in a Zoom meeting with Arteta, and Arteta
Yeah,
was explaining
I saw
how
that
he.
today. I'm like, this man is learning.
Yeah, right. Man, I hope he comes to the Premier League. Is there any other manager in the World Cup that impressed you? That like you were like, all right,
If I look at the
that's
teams, Morocco coach is definitely there. I don't
yeah.
like Japan coach. He could have done way better.
Really?
Probably Japan could have done way better. He set the
You
way he
think
was setting
so?
them up every single like when they're set up with four in the back, they've been losing every single time. Then when he take out the right back or the left back and make it three at the back, they're winning. That's what changed the game
Or
against Spain and what is the other team that I played against? Germany.
Germany?
Three
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
back,
yeah.
decided winning. Against Croatia, in the round of 16, he went again four in the back. I'm like, oh, okay, this man just sent them up for failure now at this point. Cause you,
Damn.
cause he merely used to shoot in the back on all cylinders. Everybody's going off. It's like, okay, I
Mm.
don't like that manager at all. He should get fired.
All right. What about the Saudi Arabia manager?
Oh, he's going to the African team. That's what he does. He's gonna come to the African Cup of Nations to join the team,
Yeah.
win it, then leaves again. That's all he does. He's a nightmare. We know him from African Cup of Nations. This man is a nightmare, and we don't want him here. But he's gonna win it. Whatever team he goes to. If he comes to Nigeria, I'm hype. If he doesn't
you,
come to
you,
Nigeria,
you,
I'm upset.
man, the thing is, so for me, I understand that some coaches like him that just want to rock with like international football, but I want some of the, I want the Ghana coach to come to the Premier League. You know,
If he's given free
I
reign,
think, or maybe probably they won't like get him to the Premier League straight. Probably the Championship, maybe, or like maybe like a struggling team in the that's like facing relegation or something. I don't know. I just feel like we need more representation.
yeah, we
You know.
definitely is. Well, also, is the English EPL is gonna be hard. They have a better chance. I think the Ghana coach was a coach at was a not a main coach, like thing youth development at Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah, 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 yeah,
So I
yeah,
could
yeah,
see
yeah.
them having a tough time in the EPL getting a job at the EPL. They will have a much easier time getting a job outside the EPL.
True, true, true. Yeah, I mean, probably he needs to like prove himself in a club, level rhythm
Yeah,
at a
and
different
go up
like
high.
league before exactly, and then come yeah.
Because for
So
example,
anyway,
Jimmy Carragher. Now I was gonna say, for example, Jimmy Carragher, like, oh, England needs an English coach. I'm like, okay, they're gonna have a tough time. I mean, you don't want to
I
win.
don't get this type of thinking sometimes. It's just kind of like very what's the word, myopic. It's just like, why do you always like just think the solution is always going to be the person that's from the country, you know
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to have the right person who can find the right solutions with the tools that are available, and you know we'll see what happens. I
So
mean, that's also how I feel about the US coach. I feel like the US is also like a team that has a lot of firepower, but they underperformed because of the coach. You
yeah,
know.
they just had it. Joe Reyna just had to expose it. Just like, yo, this coach is something else, man. Because like, I think in the first place, he said before he even came in, he told him he was
Yeah.
not gonna get some playing time. I'm like, what? You don't see this man train. You already told him not getting playing time. This sounds like
Yeah.
Ole right here.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Let's bring it back to Man United. So, because I know you support Man United, right?
Oh, Man United, the World Cup. I support Man United. So long we win the World Cup, like, you better now
Right. There's
celebrate
a
it.
there's a there's a medal coming to Carrington anyway.
Exactly,
No,
exactly.
so anyway, is Eric Ten Hag? You already obviously heard about the Jadon Sancho, PIP,
My child.
yeah, thing is this thing, performance improvement plan. It's just like a program that they put an individual who's not really performing the up to par, and with Jadon Sancho's case, it's one of those things where it's just like, wow, it's been 4 or 5 weeks, and what has he been doing? Eating Pringles and watching the World Cup, or what? But the thing is, he also may have been going through some things. We know that like mentally he was not in a good place before the World Cup started. So you would have hoped that like this break would have given him a reset. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like now my question to you, Omar, is like, is Eric Ten Hag helping Jadon Sancho by telling the world that he's on this PIP plan, that he's been exiled pretty much until he can like run 42 laps? Oh,
My thing is, the way I look at it is, I look at, okay, he's been playing. He had a great preseason, like top player in the preseason. Him and
yeah,
Martial, top two players in the preseason. Then league come. He first two games we lost. Third game he scored the first goal against Liverpool. We're like, oh, we got something going on here. Second game, I think he scored the first goal as well. I'm not sure. He scored a couple of single goals. Then he got benched against Omonia. He came out as a sub, got the assist to McTominay. Then all of a sudden, he's just not. I think he played one more game. Then all of a sudden, he's just not in the squad. I think he had a definite family. Then all of a sudden, he's just not in the squad anymore. His Instagram is all
yeah,
blank. He's on no social. And now they're saying that he's on this separate brand in Dutch. Then I looked at the club where he is. He's in a amateur club, the best amateur club in Dutch. But I'm like, this is not a plane. This seems like a mental thing. This is 100% mental. This is not about ability on the pitch. This is 100% mental
mm-hmm,
that's in his head that he needs to work with, and that's why he's been sent here.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
he's not the. What I was
go
gonna say
ahead.
is people are looking at him like, oh, he's a winger. He got to be direct, direct, direct. I'm like, this man has never been direct when he was in Dutch in Dortmund. He was never direct in Dortmund. He was pretty much get the ball. He come inside like what's like Robin, but not shoot the ball like
Yeah,
Robin, but always come inside. He's always coming inside. He's not hugging
okay.
the touchline. So now
Yeah.
people are like, he gotta do this. I'm like, maybe that's what's getting to him, and it's in his head
True,
pretty much.
true, true. I mean, the thing about it is like mental health is a real thing. So it's like, we also have to understand he's a person, he's going through some things, and he needs to just somehow like unblock his mind, and let's hope this thing like actually
It
like
works
helps
out.
him, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like I mean, the whole thing is like he's got the tools to do the job, right? I think at least
Yeah,
that's
he
what it
definitely
seemed
does.
like before he came to us. you know.
Yeah, that's why people are like, "Oh, we'll give him to the end of January and the end of the World Cup." I'm like, bruh, just wait till the season is over. Wait till
Mhm.
this season is. I'm like, he's not even training with the first team. Something is there. If he was training with the first team, and he's like, he didn't even go to the friendlies. He's not. He's nowhere near the first team. Our team is in Carrollton. This man is in Holland. It's a whole different thing. It's something else going on here.
Uh, it's really big. Let's hope it unblocks. I mean, I'd be like, Jaden, hit the blunt, man. His, needs to go on a little break, clear his mind, sit down and just kind of just reset. Yeah,
That's
I
what he
don't know. I
needs.
don't know. The thing about it is like these guys are earning so much money that you can like at least get 10 therapists or something, like, but then like there's a point where like seeing a therapist doesn't help. It's maybe the
It doesn't
solution has to
help.
be inside you somewhere, and you just have to find it. So
Yeah, I can see the therapist help,
uninstall the freaking apps. Go ahead, what'd you say?
but maybe going to the therapist will help, but still, you have to implement it to make it work for you.
Right. But also the other thing is like we still, I just want to like, you know what's the word, wrap up the conversation, the Jadon Sancho conversation, by saying it's still important to be able to talk about him and talk about his performances, and not, and separate that from the mental health stuff. I mean,
Yes,
sometimes, we like to kind of just like, banter and everything like that. But banter aside, it's just kind of like we still have to analyze a player's, or speak on
on the
have an
pitch.
opinion exactly on how he's doing. So anyway, so for you, you already said that you think that it's Croatia that's probably gonna take that third spot. So the last question, I guess, is gonna be who's taking that golden boot.
The way Antoine Griezmann is playing, this man is on another level. He's
True.
always been like this. France is gonna take it.
I
It
mean,
rather it also depends
r-
on who's playing and who's not playing.
how many goals does Griezmann have? Right. I thought it was right now. It's like Mbappe and Messi
No,
that
Messi
are
won. Messi, Mbappe. I think I don't know who else top. I think Griezmann is like 2 goals. I don't
two
think he
goals
has that much
behind. Let's see.
goals.
Let's see. All right, we got. um, right now, at this very, very moment, it is okay. So it's Messi and Mbappe chilling with 5, and we got Julian Alvarez with 4 and Giroud with 4, and then the rest are irrelevant because they're all watching from TV. So wait, I don't see
Does he even have
Griezmann
a
in here.
goal?
So no, Griezmann doesn't have more than 3. If he has a goal, it's probably like 2 or 1 goal. So
Wow.
I guess the choice is between Mbappe and Messi and
Yeah,
maybe
those two.
Alvarez
Oh,
and
Alvarez has to
Giroud.
score two
Giroud.
goals.
I mean, Giroud could get a hat trick. you know,
Gonna madness again.
you never
This man.
know. You never know. This game is crazy. This World Cup is crazy. Or maybe Alvarez might be the one with the hat trick. Who knows?
The way this World Cup is going, we don't even know. People are thinking like, who's the referee?
The way this World Cup is going, Morocco might just come in for the second half of the final. It's just so unpredictable.
It's 100% because you don't
you
know what
know,
might happen.
yeah, you really don't want, you
Griezmann,
know,
Griezmann does not have Griezmann does not have a single goal this World Cup.
oh, and you wanted to put your money on him to get top goal scorer.
No, I'm not putting my money on him to get top goal scorer. I'm just putting my money on him as in the way he's playing this World Cup is going to be hard
Oh,
for,
to be the player of the tournament.
yeah, player of the tournament.
Okay,
Top
got you,
World
got you.
Cup winner is probably going to be. I could see Messi getting it because people have figured out Mbappe this whole tournament so far. Or
Yeah.
Giroud might get it. Who's going to mark him?
Mhm.
Otamendi Romero. But also they're going to play five in the back too, so they're going to have two people marking him.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be really interesting. I mean, you'd expect. So, in your opinion, who's gonna have more possession of the ball?
Argentina.
Really?
France don't want
You
the
know? Do you
ball.
know why this is very interesting? Both Morocco and Croatia had the exact same number of possession. Like it was like Croatia had 61% possession, and Morocco at the end of the game had 61% possession.
France don't want the ball. If they score the
Isn't that
first
like
goal, if they score the first goal, Argentina's there for a long night. It's about to be a long night once France score the goal. Because they're going to sit back
mm,
and counter you to death.
true. Yeah, so okay, well, we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, I personally hope France wins because I'm not a fairy tale merchant, man. I'm just like Messi is fine. If he doesn't win it, it's all good. He's still a great player. He's done a lot for the game. Let's
True.
just keep it like that and keep it moving, you know? But anyway, man, it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for chiming
Yeah,
in
no
on these
problem.
thoughts, man. And yeah, no, let me
Anytime.
just wrap up the conversation real quick, my bro. We'll see you again next time on the stream, bro. That was Omo, ladies and gentlemen, aka Bruno the Great. I mean, the man talks some sense today. He's usually a little reckless, and he's one of my favorite people that I've met on these YouTube streets. So anyway, so once again, I just want to just say this World Cup's unpredictability is on another level, and who knows who's going to have more possession. I feel like I want France to win it. I feel like France is gonna win it, but who knows what the little magician can cook? That man is just on form, and as I said, like I'm not a stats merchant, but I just had to list his stats the other day, and it just feels like this guy is on a mission and he's out here to prove it. Talking about merchants, I just want to be a human rights merchant. I just want to see all the passion merchants sit your ass down. All the top dog, underdog merchants sit down for a second. Let's talk about the human rights situation in Qatar, man. Because that conversation seems to have died down a little bit, but it's still time to just say, man, Botswana Papi looked at that Amnesty International Human Rights Report of 2021, 2022. It's not looking nice. Not at all, man. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just like, I know Infantino wanted us to focus on the football. I know it's been beautiful. It's been so entertaining, but this is the time to go back to it and be like, thank you, football, for bringing some light to this situation because, man, it's not looking good. Let me share a little bit of just really briefly, I'm just going to touch on this, right? From the report that I saw, all right? This little excerpt. It says, on quote, despite government reforms, migrant workers continue to face labor abuses and struggled to change jobs freely. Curtailment of freedom of expression increased in the run-up to FIFA World Cup 2022. Women and LGBTI, that's new, intersex, is that what I stands for? People continued to face discrimination in law and practice. Now, if you scroll down to the migrant workers rights section, you'll read that despite its stated commitment, the government, Qatar government, right? The government failed to implement and enforce reforms, enabling abusive practices to resurface and reviving the worst elements of kafala, the sponsorship based employment system. Now, if you want to read more about the kafala system, it's right there. It's just easy to just find the report, man. But it's basically just the workers. If you're a migrant worker in Qatar, really, you are at the mercy of your employer. There's just so many laws, uh, uh, so much red tape that allows employers to pretty much almost jeopardize the legal residency or work permit of the employer. If they want to, they can sabotage them. They can almost impede them from like looking for work. It's just such, it seems like slavery out there, man. Oh, it's just something else that I just had to talk about, being like, oh man. I hope we don't stop talking about this as soon as the final is done. We're like, oh, we're done. No, 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 no. This conversation has to continue because situations have to get better. Sometimes people don't feel the struggle till it really hits them. Sometimes you need to be a maybe, you know what? I live in the United States, right? And I'm from Botswana, and living and working here, you see other people that also are in the same situation, and they're not doing it legally, or when sometimes you're at the mercy of your employer when you're not doing it. It's just like it's a different life, man. So if you at all celebrated a goal, if you ever cared about any match in the World Cup or any event in the World Cup, you gotta care a little bit about somebody's life that is in Qatar, that's facing draconian laws and employers that are really horrible, flat out horrible. Anyway, so our hearts really and my thoughts really are with them. Really, I just had to just be like a human rights merchant for a hot second and just say, it's an underground channel. Nobody gonna hear this really, but maybe some energy might be sent out there, and it will add on to the cumulative energy of your energy, your effort, and something might change for the better. Because we need to just make sure that this World Cup was just a first step towards the betterment of life for everybody in Qatar. But anyway, we're going to wrap up that conversation with that. I know it's not the lightest of lightest topics, but man, it's important. Some people that I just want to just say, yeah, man. Also, that Jaden Sancho conversation too with Omo too. That's huge. So we'll just wrap the conversation with that and just say, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It is the Football Power Hour with Botswana Papi, DJ Dubé, and yeah, man. Don't forget to drink more water, get some sleep, and don't drink Red Bull, like Ravi said.